Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to the Monogatari series. It is Owarimonogatari episode 8. It's the beginning of a new story arc, and it's pretty interesting. You know what to do. As always, if you want to see the reaction itself, go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots, and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Now, I really had to recheck the beginning of this episode because there was a lot in it, and I realized that I was not able to write down everything fast enough, so I checked again. Which brought me to this fantastic picture here, especially due to what is being said. So, it's Oshino again, and I really like the wordings here. So she's the nemesis of lies and screw-ups, and she's a predator of procrastination and postponement. I mean, that is an interesting statement. So she really wants to bring everything into the light of day, which is what she did in the end. The last episodes and the whole season over, she kind of uses Aragi to shine lights on his past, his ideas, all of him. The why is still not clear, but it seems to be that she really is that what she says here now, which makes it interesting, no question there. So I really like that. But there was even more, and hopefully, yeah, there it is. That was the one that was interesting for me because she said you are aware of the ending of Kaiki. So the question here is, does she really think that he is dead? Because as we know now, he faked his death. Or does she know he is not and just says because Aragi is not aware of it? Both options would be valid. That's an interesting one. So I guess it is the first one, but I do only guess here. So this little discussion we had at the beginning of the episode, it is in the future. It is after I think all of the episodes we've seen so far. Maybe before the last time we've seen Kaiki where he did help. But I'm not sure. It might be really far in the back of the whole timed storyline. And what I liked, there we have it, is these little pictures here. So we have there they are. We have a snail and made out of paper, everything. And we had like, there it is, the phoenix, kind of, you know. We had a monkey and everything. So they're really like referring backwards to the old storylines with little paper figures. And I like that. That's a very nice touch. So I was aware of that, but I simply had not enough time to write it down. As always in the beginning of a series, there's so much happening. So we are jumping back in time. We are jumping back in to the moment before Kambaru's arm is healed, before the demon, the devil is gone. At the time where the connection between Shinobu and Aragi is severed, is not really working. Which is a good time to bring in possible enemies. I can see that. And we haven't heard about that really much before. So, Aragi summoned Kambaru into the house because he wanted her to meet someone. I was a little bit suspicious about this summoning, about this question to come there, because it seemed very long as though he didn't know what the heck was going on. Apart from Nis and stuff, Oh my goodness. There we go. But it seems it was him. She, however, got, I'm not sure, maybe she got the wrong picture. And she really thought he was asking for something different. But I think she, as many of the girls in this series, are playing with him. So she is kind of acting as though he would have wanted that. It is once again, I think, out of the viewpoint of Aragi, which explains a lot of the sexual tension which is going on in this episode again, and a lot of this meddling with words which they do, which I admittedly kind of missed a little bit in the last 1 or 2 seasons. It was less, but it was less because it was not so much from his viewpoint. When it's with him, there are many who like to play with words, and that's an interesting one. I like it. It's a good one, although it is hard not to understand many of those word riddles because they are in the original language, but they try to translate as good as they can. So, a nice one. There was a bed on the 3rd floor. I'm not sure about that one. I mean, you can interpret whatever you want. What I ask myself, however, is, does he summoned Kambaru there to meet someone? Who is it that he wanted to meet up with her? I thought in the once I got to that, I thought that maybe it's Shinobu. Might be, because he did not seem very happy about this meeting. But then, in the ending of the episode, he very clearly stated that Shinobu is not there, is kind of far away, you know? So it cannot be her. Who else is there at this time? I am not sure. I really am not. I mean, it doesn't have to be Senjugahara because they have already met up. It could be maybe Hanekawa, but then in the end of the episode, Kambaru herself, when the explosion happened, said something about Hanekawa. Which, by the way, is not clear for me why. But it seems like she thinks Hanekawa helped them. Possible, but why with explosions? So I'm a bit unsure about this and what's going on. I guess it has to be someone else, but I don't really know who. Who else would he like to introduce to Kambaru? Except, and I remember that we had multiple persons who requested to be introduced to her. There was Kaiki, who was very interested in her, and I think Gaen was as well, so maybe. And then there's Ononoki appearing, so it would fit into the direction of Gaen and Ononoki's master. And so I guess maybe that's it, but I'm not sure. That's this one. And then we have these strange samurai armor appearing. So there are multiple things. When it appeared, I more than instantly realized that there's this this black jar, which is like blood, between the pieces of the armor. And it reminded me a lot of the darkness which we had in the past, which was a major problem for Shinobu and for everyone in the end. The armor is able to energy drain, so like a vampire. Remember that. It says you got my sword. I lent it to you 400 years ago. Which is the time when the darkness was there. And it says my master is not here. So, I mean, I needed a second to remember stuff. So that's why I have to count it down. I remember that there was this samurai, this kind of a heroic figure, a good guy, who in the past, in the storyline of Shinobu, when she was the goddess, kind of helped her and worked together with her when everyone was disappearing. And everyone was disappearing due to the darkness. And he even gave his sword to her. And he followed her. And when they fought against the darkness, in the end she turned him into a vampire. Which explains the energy drain. And she was his master in the end because she turned him. She was on one hand his goddess, and on the other hand she turned him into a vampire, so she was his master, mistress, whatever you want to call it. So it's all fitting. This armor has to be this character from then. I do not have the name here. I will have to check. Maybe I have it somewhere in my notes, but that's kind of a while ago. But let's see a second. No. No, he's not here. Okay, whatever. But I'm pretty sure it's him. So, and he was swallowed by darkness in the end, which explains the darkness in the armor. So, it's pretty clear we do have the meetup again, which had to happen somewhere between Shinobu and the darkness. Whatever the solution will be here. That's interesting. But we're not alone. So, Ononoki pops up and destroys the fire that has started, which I don't know where it came from, because the fire separated everyone, kind of helped Araragi there, and it actively, at least in my opinion, made sure that Kambaru is not attacking either. So it seems like someone more neither on the side of Araragi helped here. We don't see who it is. Kambaru said Hanekawa, so maybe she was thinking about her, but I'm pretty sure it's not. So, in my opinion, it has to be Kagenui, Yuzuru Kagenui. At least it's very likely because Ononoki is there. It might be Gaen, but I don't think she would interfere directly. So, my guess, it is Kagenui helping out here. And then it is Ononoki turning down the fire in the end. By the way, she looked very, very black and white. And I don't know why, because normally she looked way more alive, if you know what I mean. So maybe we'll see in the next time if there's something additional there with this color scheme. This is where we are right now. This is where my guessing is going. It is the Shinobu storyline from the past, about herself as a goddess, the darkness, and her first, I think it was first ever, created vampire, which is kind of like a second version or counterpart to Aragi. So that will be interesting to see where this is going for. I hope you liked that one. I did for sure. There's already a lot in this first episode, and I will see you the next time. Until then, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye, and out.